we offer post-abortion recovery for men and women. And this young man, very politely said, I'm not understanding why you offer that for men. And I said, well, because in every pregnancy where a woman is involved, there is also a man involved. And it was just like you could see the light bulb going on above this young man's head. He's like, oh my word, I have been raised in a culture where I truly was told that it's my body, my choice. And I mean, he's late 20s. He's like, it did not occur to me that men may need post-abortion healing. Yes, they do. There are fathers that suffer greatly as a result of the loss of their child or children. Obviously, he wasn't unaware or unschooled in how a baby is conceived. That wasn't the issue at all. But he's lived in a culture where he's been told that if a pregnancy results, it's not, you have no input, he's the father of the child. Most recent video that we did for our event last year featured a couple who aborted their child before they married, and they began to struggle in their marriage a few years in, and she sought post-abortion healing. And about 4 years after she sought healing, he came in because he said, I could always see the change in her life. And I realized I needed it as well, because they both had received the healing from that traumatic instance in their marriage, and they both had been able to walk through many of the struggles and the lack of trust they had in their marriage as a result of that traumatic event. They had a richer marriage.
What are some unique things about post-abortion recovery for men?
Mm-hmm. Well, probably not, this may not be a popular statement, but men and women are different and they heal differently. And consequently, as a woman, we often want our men, it's like, no, sit and cry with me. You don't feel bad like I do, because it doesn't look like mine does. Men often need to, go for a run, be shoulder to shoulder with another guy. I don't want to go running and go shoulder to shoulder with somebody when I'm dealing with something tough. I want you to sit and listen to me. But I'm a woman. For a man, that may not be the case. And some of those activities, if you will, may help him to be able to release some of the pressure of those feelings that he has been told by society and culture, you aren't supposed to have any of those feelings. What's wrong with you if you do? There's nothing wrong with him. He's a dad. Dads are designed to protect and provide for their families and their children. And there's an emasculation of our men when we remove them from that equation, because we're saying, I don't want you to do what you were designed to do. Our men who lead those groups want to affirm the men in their role of protecting and providing for their family. And often that has been stripped from them through an abortion.
Okay, interesting. Do men ever feel like they failed in their role to protect the child because the pregnancy was terminated?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I would say they do have that feeling that they failed to protect their child. And yet, legally, that right has been stripped from them. Warren is what those of us who've been in the pregnancy center movement for a long time, we often call him, he's the father, if you will, of post-abortion recovery for men. He was out of Colorado Springs. I believe that his wife was a director at a pregnancy center there, and he just had a burden as he began considering the men. And so he actually wrote one of the first post-abortion recovery studies for men called Broken Arrows. And he made it free online. But his heart was, if we can heal, the men, then that's going to be huge for society.